Last issue, the heat got turned up to an 11, as during a camping trip, our gang of female gal pals, namely Tangle, Jewel, Belle, and Amy, while out on a camping trip, ended up in the middle of a blazing inferno, and while Tangle and Belle ended up saving the park ranger's son Ash, he informed them that two mysterious figures had set the forest ablaze. Meanwhile, Jewel and Amy are doing everything they can to help the trapped campers put out the surrounding blaze. Will they make it out okay? Let's find out. So, after falling into a gorge, Tangle, Belle, Ash, and a motobug that Belle found that have been reminded is the motobug that would make Sonic-shaped hedges that Mr. Tinker had. Now, whether or not this motobug tracked Belle down specifically, or it was just through happenstance is anyone's guess, but the motobug has actually made a pretty sweet ride for Belle, very similar to the heavy rider of the hard-boiled heavies from Sonic Mania. So, pretty cool stuff. What's also cool, impromptu whitewater rapid racing. Try saying that 3 times fast. Believe me, I can't. And while we have a sweet moment where Belle does her best to assure Ash that they're going to be perfectly fine, Tangle is very much lost in the adventure of racing down the river. Much to Belle's shock, as this is more stressful to Belle than anything else. But for Tangle, this is what she lives for. Adventure, dangerous situations, high-speed action. My kind of girl. Meanwhile, as Amy is helping do her part in putting out the blaze, she spots the 2 girls as well as the boy and the motobug and the wisp on. All that good stuff. Make it safely down the river, thankfully. With everyone a little shaken up, but with nary a scratch. Managing to reunite the park ranger with his son Ash. And I really do like this kind of subtle little moment where you see Belle just taking in personally helping someone. Up until this point, a lot of terrible things have kind of happened to Belle that have just made her feel worse and worse. But she was able to just genuinely help someone, with her innate kindness shining through, the same kind of kindness that the Tinkerer had. Yes, she may technically be an Eggman robot, but she is still all kindness. We also have Jewel reacting to Belle's new motobug friend, who is sans one antenna from the fall, so I guess not everyone made it out of that little fall okay. But both Belle and Tangle do their best to vouch for the little motobug, saying that he was actually more of a help than anything else. However, speaking of help, that's what the girls are gonna need, as they're in big trouble with this burning blaze, and not the fun kind of burning blaze, with Amy feeling a little bit down on herself because she starts to feel like maybe she's potentially led her friends to their doom. What was supposed to be a leisurely camping experience has very much turned into not that. But the girls do their best to reassure Amy that none of this is her fault, things just simply got out of hand, and if nothing else, Tangle is having a lot of fun, but Jewel, as always, has a plan. Continuing to take her new role as leader of the restoration in a little bit of stride. She really has become the gal with the plan, and so the girls form up, with Amy and Tangle being tasked with damming the river, and Belle and Jewel going off in order to help evacuate as many people as possible to a safe distance. And so the girls do just that, with Amy and Tangle downing a tree so that they can burst it open later, Jewel organizing all of the people with where they should go in order to, not be caught in the crossfire of the water and the flames, and Belle helping out any stragglers so that they can make it to safety. And once everything is ready and enough water has been built up to the dam, Amy breaks that tree. Sorry, tree. And with the water surging forward, it wets the ground nearby, making it so that the flames can't get any closer to the populace. Yes, a good chunk of the forest will still be gone, but it could have been a lot worse, with actual casualties had it gone any further. So our girls have managed to save the day, which if you've read Imposter Syndrome, you already knew that. Also gotta love that that rock that Amy split in twain is still just there. I would leave that as a local landmark. It's just like, yes, after splitting this rock in half, the young pink girl proceeded to save us all. It's really amazing. And so, of course, the girls are feeling pretty energized after a job well done. Jewel being complimented on her plan, Jewel complimenting Amy on her ability to always help where it really counts. Amy just saying that Jewel just needed a little encouragement, which Amy has had in spades, especially in more recent Sonic stories. Amy has been this gem of positivity, which really carried over from Sonic Boom. Really gotta give props to Sonic Boom. It shaped Amy's personality into something that is just really kind, really friendly, and always there to lend a helping hand. Something that Belle is actually kind of taken to. She's actually starting to feel a little bit more positive about her role in life because she was actually able to do some good with her own two hands. And with all this talk about believing in yourself, Tangle has come to a decision. She wants to quit the restoration, which, in the context of the situation, it doesn't come off the best way, let's just say. And so Tangle scrambles to kind of explain herself, but just as a good friend, Belle understands what's going on with Tangle. How could she not? Tangle is too much of a free spirit, which isn't a bad thing. Jewel knew, and I feel like I said Belle before, Tangle told Jewel that she was leaving the restoration. And Jewel understands this. The restoration was not the place for Tangle. Tangle has her own skill set, her own way of doing things, and she needs to go out into the world and put her skills to the best use. While Jewel, she thrives in the organization of the restoration, helping in the aftermath of crazy situations. It's just pretty much what they were made for, to get a little meta to a certain degree. And Jewel kind of understood that she was kind of being a little bit selfish, not wanting Tangle to leave her side. But later they'll decide to kind of work things through. This doesn't have to be a goodbye, it's just a see you later kind of situation. And so back at Tails' workshop, Tails fixes up Belle's hand with a little bit of wood glue and craft work, and it's good as new after sitting for about an hour or so. We also have a little bit of Belle and Tails talking about the Motobug they found, who, I gotta say, I love that the little guy just takes a flower and puts it where his antenna was. But Tails and Belle talk about the fact that, the Motobug actually did something that is very uncommon for its line. Usually it's the more advanced robots that are able to think a little bit more and reason who usually go rogue from Eggman, such as what we've seen with Neo Metal Sonic, Omega, Gemerald, robots of those nature. But seeing that this Motobug was able to be different, it leaves both Tails and Belle to wonder if there's the possibility to make it so that more badniks just end up becoming helpful robot assistants, just like the friendly Belle. So, it seems like Belle might have found a new purpose in life, turning Eggman's weapons of destruction into little critters of care. I think that's a sweet direction for her character. Redeeming badniks. Making badniks into goodniks. Meanwhile, Tangle tells the tale of the tumultuous trip to a titillated Sonic. who wishes he could have been in on the action, but considering a lot of the water situations that happened, might have dodged a bullet on that one. But Tangle also tells them of the decision that she's come to. She wants to go out and find Whisper, hopefully in a new miniseries, as Tangle has always wanted to live a life of adventure, and, well, Whisper is always on the move, so it just makes sense. We also get the return of Tangle's awesome bite, but Tangle also lets them know that, to a certain degree, she hasn't quit the restoration, that she and Jewel worked out something new going on. I think she might end up being kind of like a free agent, a liaison for the restoration, letting them know of any situations that arise and kind of be like on patrol or something. So I can't wait to see what comes next for Tangle. Meanwhile, Amy feels like she and her friends just can never seem to catch a break, even when they're trying to relax. But everything turned out okay because she had good friends by her side. And hey, it was just an accident, right? I mean, it's not like any two entities created by a mad doctor would have set them about burning an entire forest that had Sonic's friends in them. No. Why would someone do something like that? Gotta love how Sonic has this weird sense of foreboding looking off into the distance, as we have the park ranger investigate the fact that it seems as though the epicenter of the fire shows proof that what seemed like an accident might have been a lot more intentional than anyone could have guessed. Specifically, lightning seems to have struck a tree on a day that there was no cloud cover. Something is up, and when you need a case investigated, that's when you call in Team Chaotix. Man, I love me a good Chaotix investigation. That's what we're getting coming up next, before we have the lead-in to the epic clash of Sonic versus Surge, Tail versus Kit. But check out Imposter Syndrome in order to see more of the lead up to the fateful clash, a review of which is also up on my channel, so check that out. But tell me, what did you think about this issue? The girls reaffirming their place in the world. How do you feel about Belle's newfound mission of turning badniks good? Jewel's position as a new leader, doing her best to bring peace and stability to the world. Amy continuing her tendency to be a positive force for the betterment of others. And Tangle's new journey to return to her significant other. Whisper, do you think it's going to lead into a new miniseries or just a backup series? And, as you can see in the newspaper that Vector is reading, apparently there have been some strange attacks in the city. A couple of hooligans running amok. How close will the Chaotix get to the mad machinations of one Dr. Starline? I can't wait to find out. Can you? So again, let me know your feelings in the comment section below. If you like this video, do all the YouTube stuff, or don't. I ain't your daddy, but I still love you like one. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and the next issue promises to be more fire than this one. Until next time, bye-bye.